Nitpick.
So many bad games. I can't take it anymore. Need some sort of reprieve. I'll deal with you later.
Good game?
Affordable Space Adventures was recently released exclusively on the Wii U eShop.
Exclusive on the Wii U eShop? Well, won't take long before it ends up on the PC, PlayStation, Xbox.
What makes this game so unique is that the gamepad acts as the control console of your vessel, allowing you to turn systems off and on as needed. This sort of control scheme would be hell to emulate on a boring old controller, so if this game were to be ported anywhere else at all, it would most likely be PC. But it won't be. The story is what grabs me the most in Affordable Space Adventures. While simplistic, the player is left questioning throughout the entire game what is actually going on, which makes the drive to solve all the puzzles and reach the conclusion that much stronger. You're part of an expedition company named U-Explore, with your current goal being to chart the incredible world of Spectaculon. You and thousands of other humans head to the distant planet in a dropship and are set to return home in 72 hours after you've had your fill of discovering. From the intro cinematic, you see that U-Explore prides itself in its zero-death guarantee for its ships.
Hey, boss, I think we need to check these numbers.
After crash landing on Spectaculon, it's discovered that there's a large possibility you are all that remains of the exploration crew. The reality of how truly alone you are then slowly sets in as you drift through the mysterious, quiet, and creepy planet. A feeling of abandonment manifests as you hope to find some sort of human life besides automatons the game is named artifacts. Hints are slowly gathered along the journey, leading you to eventually discover what is truly happening with U-Explore. The mystery and intrigue of the game remain gripping throughout, and the ending does not disappoint. ASA is an atmospheric puzzle game. You maneuver your ship around various settings, using your vessel's dual engines and other abilities to solve environmental riddles. Sometimes you may have to use your electric engine to proceed. Or you may have to turn your engines off completely and skid along the ground with your slippery landing gear. The attributes of your ship are gradually introduced and allow the player to become accustomed to how they work before introducing another. This approach harkens back to the older days of gaming, where show, don't tell was more important than thrusting the player into a tutorial stage because the game was too confusing. Upon receiving a power-up, you're told you have it, given a brief description as to what it does, and are sent on your way. Another facet ASA does well is continuing to use all the abilities that are introduced to your small craft. Many games will include a variety of actions the player can perform, but only a few will be vital to you winning. The mastering of every ability is absolutely vital, as puzzles will crop up which find ways to reuse actions you thought you never would again. This keeps the game fresh all the way through, making the player guess what they're in for constantly. There's an entertaining multiplayer mode to add to the fun, wherein two other players can join to control separate parts of the ship, such as driving and navigating with the light, making the player with the gamepad be the controller of the engine. This mode can be a ton of fun, whether you work together or not. Unfortunately, since there aren't extra modes besides the main story to capitalize on this feature, if you've already played through every mission, there's nothing new to experience. It also needs to be said that if you're someone who wants massive bang for your buck, you might want to look elsewhere. The story mode clocks in at around 3 to 4 hours your first playthrough, and there isn't much more after that. Sound is what defines Affordable Space Adventures. Not much music is used beyond underlying synth that pops up every once in a while to highlight specific moments. What you will hear a majority of the time throughout your adventure are sounds being made by the environment around you. Many a times, the silence is used to give a creepier or lonelier atmosphere. None of the sounds feel out of place, and the sound design ends up becoming the greatest strength of the game. While Affordable Space Adventures is a great game, there's that $20 price point. It's a lot to pay for only 3 to 4 hours of game. This would be different if there was extra content outside the main campaign, but there isn't. What I can say is that this is an experience I highly recommend and encourage you to check out,
Even if you have to wait for a price drop.
The main story is built near flawlessly in its execution, and by the time you reach the ending, you will be left speechless. There's also something to be said about how well this game really does utilize the gamepad. This is an experience that could only possibly be mimicked on the PS4 using the Vita as your controller. It's almost annoying how a small company like Napknot Games can utilize the pad more effectively than many of the bigger budget releases on the Wii U. And not to spoil anything, but near the beginning of the game you're asked to turn on Miiverse. Do it. This is the best implementation of Miiverse I have seen used in a Wii U game. Hands down.
So there you have it. Affordable Space Adventures.
A great, albeit not particularly robust, indie game that can only be fully realized on the Wii U. Let me know in the comments section whether you plan to grab this gem, and if you already have it, let me know what you thought of it. Nitpick out. Hello fellow nitpickers, thank you for checking this video out. I also have a review on Mario Party 10 along with a full playthrough of this game on my secondary channel, Nitpick Plays. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and follow me on my social media outlets where you can keep up with everything Nitpick related. I'll see you soon, stay awesome.